Hi there, Leo. Thank you for joining me for your year 2014 forecast. I'm going to give you the overall structure for this year. You can fill in the detail with my weekly and monthly forecast. But this year begins with a solar return on the 1st of January, a time when many of us are making our New Year's resolutions. And for you, it can be focused on your health situation. With the Sun, the luminary, the most important influence in our solar system, alongside Pluto, the planet of change, this can be a fantastic backdrop for you right throughout the year to try to transform something around the way you eat, the way you exercise, the type of things that you do in your life in terms of overall life organisation. If you can get all these things working really well, it can be profoundly good for you and nurturing and really give you a fantastic lift of energy. But laying in connection to this solar return are two other planets, and this is quite a complex scenario because we have Uranus in your sister fire sign of Aries. And for you, this is fantastic because it gives you a desire to taste new cultures, to eat different foods, to learn different skills, and to break down that side of what can be, for some Leos, quite a hardcore conservative side of your nature, where you don't like to take too many risks because really failing is something that's very difficult for Leo people. Your pride is very important, but Uranus is actually pushing you all the time to step outside your comfort zone and just see how exciting life can be. But it's in opposition with Mars. Now, Mars is in a fantastic location for you for the first 7 months of this year, but at the very start of the year, the opposition with Uranus could see your ideas fluctuating quite rapidly. You can find yourself quite outspoken as well. There could even be a clash of some kind if you resist the expectations that other people think that you should fulfill. Now, this could be to do with your work. Maybe you want to be a rebel, and even if everyone else is packing in smoking and cutting down on drinking and calorific goodies, you may decide you're not going to do it at all. That's how it may work out for you. Remember, I can't tell you how to lead your life, nor will the stars. The stars only give us a backdrop, and how we respond to them is our unique choice. So for you, I do feel there's going to be a lot of nervous energy running around at the start of this year. But also your desire to have your voice is going to be strong. And if you feel that someone is putting too much on you, taking you for granted right throughout 2014, you can find yourself speaking out much more forcefully, and good for you if so. But let's tell you a little bit more about Mars. Mars is in the part of your horoscope that's brilliant for journalism, for finding out new facts and figures, for chatting. And you need a lot of mental stimulation, a lot of physical stimulation for that matter too, right the way through to your birthday. If life is too dull and predictable, it's going to be hard for you to swallow. But remember, the Sun and Pluto want you to sort out all those core things. So we end up with a dichotomy between what you should be doing and what you really want to be doing. Now, before the end of January, we get another T-square, a complex astrological influence, rather like that at the start of the year. But this one still includes Pluto and Uranus, because this is an influence that's going to be enacted for all but 3 months of the year. And it is very much to do with the turbulence we've been seeing in the world in the last few years as this aspect has been running on. But also Jupiter comes into the mix. Jupiter is going to be opposing Pluto but squaring up to Uranus. It could be that someone's going to tell you something between January and the middle of May, which you might not like. But in actual fact, you can learn a fantastic amount from this if you hear them out. Be open-minded, because Jupiter for the first half of this year continues to surf its way through a very spiritual part of your horoscope. And if you're humble enough and open enough, some fantastic new ideas can come your way. But you may resist it if anyone seems to be shoving their ideas down your throat, but at the same time resist doing this to anyone else. This takes us through to the eclipses of April. Now, the first eclipse occurs in the part of your horoscope to do with communication again. And it's saying to you that although Mars can see you outspoken, The moon is saying to you in this lunar eclipse, make sure that what you say is really in tune with your feelings. Don't let pride guide your utterances too much. Now, towards the end of the month, the 29th, the solar eclipse is in a part of your horoscope that's to do with work, and it's to do with your ambitions. And that gives you a clue of what you can be doing for the next 6 months. And progress can be made. You could have a major breakthrough, particularly when Jupiter enters your sign in the middle of July. This only happens every 12 years. It's a fantastic opportunity to surf the planet of fortune. And Jupiter is really going to be encouraging you to show and demonstrate all your talents through to the end of the year. So don't hold back from doing this. Mars leaves your chatterbox zone at the end of July and moves into your family zone. There could be changes to where you live, perhaps even before the end of August, but it does go alongside Saturn. There could be tensions around your home, your family, or you can finally sort out a home improvement or home change plan. Then that takes us through to the autumn again. Once more, Uranus and Pluto click back into that square, which is so difficult, which on one hand wants to see you be free to do your own thing, on another hand pin back to do those responsibilities and obligations. The first lunar eclipse this time occurs in your 9th solar house. So once more, communication and your desire to travel and do something different could be strong in the last part of the year. But the very last eclipse, the solar eclipse that occurs at the very end of October, is very much about where you live and who you live with and how you live with and your emotional issues. And that's all guided too by Saturn, which is in this location for the whole of the year. But the chance to resettle yourself, make home improvements, feel much more comfortable in your own skin is enormous as this year comes to a close. And after some challenges around where you live, perhaps family life, you could be feeling much more optimistic as 2014 comes to an end. It's been a tremendous pleasure to be with you, Leo. Thank you for joining me. Good luck. Have a great 2014 and goodbye for now.